our conversation continues about this really great project, this film, The Anonymous People. And I am in the studio now with Athena Haddon, the program director of the Everyday Miracles Recovery Center, sponsored by Spectrum Health Centers, as well as Jim Gorski, the executive director of AdCare Educational Institute. Welcome, both of you.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Oh, it's my pleasure. Absolutely. So we were just talking with Derek about what the Division of Public Health for the City of Worcester is really focusing on and how this movie, The Anonymous People, really fits into some of the key areas that they're focusing on. So how did you guys get involved with this project?
Well, as we work together, first of all, Recovery Month is September. National Recovery Month is September. And to celebrate that, we want to work together with agencies that are doing the work. And we're all involved with working with people with substance abuse and alcohol and drug problems. And I think that it's appropriate that we all work together. This movie came out recently, and we thought it was a great opportunity to change stigma associated with addiction and also help change policies on how we deal with addiction in our community.
That's great. How about you?
I kind of came into it based on an invitation from Athena, which we really appreciate here at AdCare Educational Institute. She'd been following this movie for a while, and she can tell you more about that. But our mission is to promote the awareness and knowledge and skills of people with regard to substance abuse and other public health issues. So this was right up our alley.
Well, if you don't mind, tell people a little bit about the difference between AdCare Hospital and the AdCare Educational Institute, because I'm sure that there might be some confusion out there.
Oh, certainly. Clearly, we're still part of the AdCare family. AdCare Educational Institute is a private nonprofit organization that was founded in 1986, and since that time has primarily stayed in the nonprofit sector, training substance abuse counselors, public health nurses, and really been an educator with regard to substance abuse and other public health issues. AdCare Hospital is a treatment facility here in Worcester on Lincoln Street and has several outpatient clinics, throughout, Massachusetts.
And so, Jim, how long have you been with AdCare Educational Institute?
I've been there 23 years.
Wow. So you must have seen a lot of changes in just the community as well as how you're interfacing with the community. Do you want to comment on that at all?
I've seen things come full circle.
I bet.
In the community with regard to addictions. I wish that I could tell you that we've progressed in our thinking where I had hoped we'd be at this particular point, but things really do seem to be cyclical. Mm-hmm. The movement behind this movie, The Anonymous People, isn't new. Mm-hmm. And I'm hoping, though, that maybe this time it gets legs. The idea being that those of us in long-term recovery have really been silent, and for a lot of reasons. This film is a very provocative movie about keeping silent when, in fact, we should be the voice speaking out loudly about recovery. That idea has been around for a while, and now it's coming around again. So you ask me if we have progressed and if I've seen changes. Yes and no. Mm-hmm. Yes and no.
Mm-hmm. And so, Athena, you said that you've seen the movie. Obviously, you've been following it along. Tell us a little bit about the movie and what really makes it compelling.
The movie is about the 23 million people that are living in long-term recovery in this country. It's about changing the stigma associated with recovery. People are still very shame. People in recovery still feel shame. I'm a person in long-term recovery, and in my early recovery, I was denied housing. I was denied employment as a result of my addiction. But we have seen a movement, and we're trying to get people on board to understand that recovery is possible. Recovery should not be keep people in shame. It should be celebrated, and it's attainable. I think like any other disease, and if we look at it compared to cancer, if somebody was in remission, I mean that would not impact their employment or their housing, or people would not whisper she's got cancer or he's got cancer. We're happy that people are cured or in remission. And so just like any disease, but I think that recovery too is a disease, and no matter what pathway people follow, may it be faith-based or 12-step or medicated assistant treatment, it works, and there are many pathways to recovery. But the stigma still has to change. People still view people with addictions as being homeless, being street people, menace to societies. This story is told by leaders, politicians, and celebrities and other people that are in recovery. They're putting it all on the table, and they're putting it out. They're coming out about their own recovery, and that's powerful. We see in the media where there's always negative attention to addiction. There's another side to addiction, and it's recovery, and we need to acknowledge that, and we need to celebrate that, and we need to change the public's view on that. And also, like our prisons are filled with alcoholics and addicts. Jail isn't the answer. Recovery is the answer. We need to look at how policies affect people in recovery. And if these 23 million people came out and spoke about their own recoveries and used their voice instead of living in silence, we could change how we look at recovery overnight.
I am so pleased that we are working together on this, because it's such important work, and it's work that does cost money or resources, and it's great that we have found a way to provide this to the public as a free event for them to come and watch this movie. It sounds really gripping. I'm looking forward to seeing it. And, what are some of the things that people who are not in recovery, I wonder if people realize that there are obviously those stereotypes that you lead to, and are there things that you would like to communicate to people just so that they avoid some of the common stereotypes that you refer to?
I think that you don't have to look very far personally to find someone in recovery or that you wish was. I think addiction touches so many people, family members. It touches us all, and I think that for so long, we'll talk about Uncle Bob, who at Christmas is, gets drunk and makes a fool of themselves or what have you. But what you don't hear about are the people in the family who are in recovery. You hear about the stories of this one or that one or what have you, but you don't hear the ones that are out there who have been in recovery for some length of time. You don't hear that. And so if there's a message to the community of non-recovering people, I don't know who that is, because in some ways we're all recovering, it would be, come, educate yourself about the issue, and learn how to support those that are in recovery and maybe speaking out and getting active on this issue.
Absolutely. And this dovetails so nicely with some of the other programming at the Hanover Theater. I just can't help but say, if you're interested in this topic, you really have to look at Worcester Connect's Distinguished Speaker Series, because we do have, Ben Carson and Jeff Canada coming as part of that series. So I know that there are a lot of people listening to this program who are interested in what we're talking about today, but really going and delving further into the issue of public health and how we can really change our experience for the youth and avoid getting involved with substances in the first place, recovery. It all does come around full circle, and there are so many connections here. We could talk about it for an hour.
We could. And I just want to say that we're really thankful to Hanover Theater for their support for this event. It's a beautiful, beautiful place. And those of us that have been around for a while are really not used to talking about recovery in a place like the Hanover Theater.
Well, why not?
We're used to talking about maybe in church basements or, some sort of hall. But when we go there and there's going to be a whole theater full of people who care about recovery, it's just going to be wonderful.
Literally.
I am a subscriber to Hanover Theater.
Oh, I love that.
And to plug you guys a little bit, I love it. I think it's a gem here in Worcester. And the fact that you folks are getting involved at the community level to make the facility and or to even change the programming to things that are of value to the community is wonderful.
Absolutely. It helps us fulfill our mission. Our mission is to foster that love and appreciation for the performing arts and audiences of today and tomorrow. That touches on a whole bunch of different levels, a whole bunch of different issues, from our public health and youth education, arts, all of it. It does really tie in nicely. So is there anything else that you guys want to make sure that our listeners are aware of as far as what your organizations are doing, if they want more information on other work that you're doing?
I really hope that people come out to this event. I think this is a wonderful opportunity. And again, thank you to the Hanover for hosting it. But if I can leave with anything, I really want people to really have a really nice evening out at the Hanover Theater and really learn about this epidemic of addiction and recovery. And I think it's a powerful movie. I think we all have a lot to learn from it, and we all can make a difference. And if we can come and we can learn how we can help make a difference, I think that's so. Just please come to the movie, watch this movie, The Anonymous People, on September 19th, 2013. The movie begins at 6 p.m. at the Hanover Theater.
Literally, this ties into there's something for everyone, and it is a completely affordable, free event open to the public. We are welcoming people into our doors. This is a world-class venue. We have won numerous awards, the National Trust for Historic Preservation. So yes, people can stand proud and be very pleased with a night out at the theater that also is doing some good and is really a nice educational element. So thank you to both of you again. It's been a pleasure having you on the program. We're looking forward to seeing people Thursday, September 19th at the Hanover Theater. Again, doors open at 5:30. The movie starts at 6 p.m. Check out our website, thehanovertheater.org. We will have information. And again, it's first come, first seated. So don't wait until the last minute. Come at 5:30. Come and enjoy the venue. Bring your friends. I think that this is a great message to get out there, and awareness is key, right?
Right.
All right. So we'll see everybody at the theater, and thanks again.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lisa.